In Hemlock, you play as the last heirs of two powerful bloodlines. You need power to survive, so your goal is to influence the citizens of Hemlock to support you and your house. In order to take control of the city, you're going to command various minions from the city's 5 largest factions. You play these minions on various parts of the city known as locations. Every minion you play performs a special ability when placed in a location. Each location has a special ability that can only be used when minions of a matching faction are placed there. Your goal is to have the most influence in each location and control the city. In the box, you're going to get 60 minion cards. 30 of them have white backs and 30 have black. And these are identical 30-card decks, and each player is given one before the game starts. So each minion within the decks have an influence value, a special ability, and a faction. You get 9 potion and 9 trinket cards, and these are cards that can be taken by using a minion's or a location's special ability. They give you special actions and are worth points in the end game scoring. You get 4 location cards, and these represent the 4 areas of the city. Each one has a special ability and a certain number of influence spaces. You get a festival marker, and when this piece is on a location, you may not play cards there. You get 4-day and 4-night cards. You organize the 8-day and night cards into 2 separate piles. You start the game with only the pile of the 4 night cards, creating what is called a weak deck. So each round has 2 turns, the first player and the second players. You start a round by drawing a card from the weak deck. And remember, you only start with the 4 knights first. And you place the festival marker on the location listed on the card. So after each player has taken their turn, you draw another card and repeat. After 4 rounds, you have the week's end step, where you count both players' influence in each location, and you add 1-day card to the week deck. So you must also remove the matching night card from the deck, still keeping the number of cards in the week deck to 4. So after that instance, you'd have 3 night cards and 1-day card. So when that happens, you not only have an influence check at week's end, but also each time you draw a day card as well. So as the game progresses, you'll have an increasing number of influence checks as you add day cards to the week deck. I know this sounds confusing, but it really makes a lot of sense once you play it out a couple times. So you have 30 player markers, 15 blue and 15 yellow, and each player will take all of one color and use them to place into the influence spaces of the locations to control the area and gain points. And your box is your standard small box games VHS box that fits nicely with the other small box games titles. To set up, you just put all 4 locations in between both players. You separate the potions and the trinkets. You separate the day and night cards into 2 separate piles. Remember, you only start with the night cards. You give each player 15 player markers, give each player a deck of minions, and you draw 5 cards, and you're ready to play. Gameplay is pretty simple. It pretty much boils down to drawing a card or playing a card, and it can end in a variety of ways of 5 different end-game conditions, which it sounds like a lot, but it's not too bad. So I really like the way John Cloud has designed games, and Hemlock is no exception. There's a reason for almost every mechanic, and it seemed like a priority to make them work within the theme. For instance, when the festival marker is in a location, the people in that area are celebrating, so they are too busy having fun to be influenced. The trinkets are like bribes that you pay to an opponent's minion to lure him to your side of the city. So the gameplay just fits so nicely together, and it makes sense thematically. So some 2-player games can be brief and fun, but they are much too light for gamers who like a more meatier experience. Hemlock has actual strategy. Yes, you heard me correctly. a 15 to 20 minute two-player card game where you can use an actual strategy. You can try to get your player markers on locations quickly by using minions. You can stack minions on a location to try and win influence checks, and honestly, I could go on and on. There's quite a few different strategies you can take. How John was able to squeeze such a big game into such a small box, wink wink, I'll never know. Hemloch is also fairly easy to learn, and after you get past the day-night bit, which eluded me until I put the game out in front of me, and it made perfect sense after that, so it's not such a big deal. The cards are absolutely gorgeous, and they have a fantasy setting that really feels alive and interesting. I'd actually like to see more coming from the Hemloch universe. So before I played Hemloch, if you were to ask me what my favorite two-player card game was, I probably would have said Omen. But after playing Hemloch, I'll have to get back to you on that one. But seriously, guys, if you've never experienced a game from Small Box Games, you're doing yourself a great disservice. Find someone you know who has one and give it a whirl. I say this with all sincerity. John Cloudis makes some of the best two-player games in the industry. And Hemloch is one of the most fantastic two-player games I have ever played. Honestly.